Hope you're having an amazing day. Here in front of me, I have the all-new Thinkware U3000 dashcam. If you have been following the news on this dash camera, then you already know what this can do and what it has to offer. But for the rest of you that are looking to get a new dash camera that has the latest and best features, then this is pretty much it. Just to go over some of the exciting new features from this camera, the main thing here being the all-new Sony STARVIS 2 sensor, which has evolved from the Sony STARVIS with a wider dynamic range and a huge improvement on low light performance. I will go ahead and include a link in the description if you want to find out everything about this new sensor. The front 152 degree angled camera is 4K with 8.4 megapixel using the new Sony STARVIS 2 with a resolution of 3840 by 2160 at 30 FPS, or you can go ahead and set it to 2K, which can go up to 60 FPS. The rear is a 128 degree angled camera with a 2K resolution, 2560 by 1440 at 5.14 megapixel using the original Sony STARVIS, and it can go up to 30 FPS. Thinkware does an amazing job when it comes to having one of the lowest power consumptions in parking mode, and now we also get the built-in radar for both front and rear camera, which is quite impressive, as that used to be an optional piece which you had to buy before and only for the front camera. There are a few ways to utilize the parking mode, from motion detection, time-lapse, energy saving parking mode, or the new radar parking mode. The Thinkware U3000 also has some safety features like road safety warning system, ADAS, and one of my favorite features is the safety camera alert, which will alert you for speed cameras and red light cameras as well. And you're able to download the updates for free, just like before on my other Thinkware dashcam reviews. I think this feature alone is worth getting this dashcam because it will save you from a ticket. Just one thing to note, the safety camera alerts only work in US and Canada. Now let's get to the unboxing and see what we get here, and then we are going to take a closer look at some of the features and then show you the footage. Of course, this camera is able to capture both day and night. The box here is pretty standard to other Thinkware dash cams that I reviewed before, and let's go ahead and open this. And here we go, we have the main camera here. So this is the front camera. Definitely like the look of this compared to the other ones. Definitely looks a little futuristic. It looks nice. We'll get back to this shortly. Let's just see what we have in the box here. Okay, here it looks like we have the 12 volt power adapter. And here we have the OBD2 power cable. And it looks like this is the rear camera cable. And here we have the rear camera. So this is now a 2K camera for the rear, which is nice and impressive. And there we have the plug. That's all pretty much you need to do. And then we're gonna take a closer look at this in a bit. And here we have the included 64 micro SD card as well. And we also get a trim tool. I actually like that they include this because this is very useful, especially when you're putting the cable to the rear camera. You're gonna find this very useful. And here we have the CPL filter, which also contains like a cleaning cloth. And this is another cool thing which I like that they included. This is a heat blocking film. So when you're mounting the camera, so you're not transferring any heat over, which is nice. And this is the mounting for the main dash camera here, and with the 3M tape. We also have some cable organizers with the 3M tape here, which is nice. And we got an extra 3M tape for the main camera as well here. And here we have the manual, and that's pretty much all. Looking at the main camera here, the things you're gonna be able to see from your end is gonna be the record, power button, wireless, and the microphone on and off. And all the other LEDs here, which will indicate when the camera is working, the GPS and all that stuff. And looking at the side, this is where we have the micro SD slot here. And take a look at the other side. It's all empty. At the bottom, that's where the mounting goes, this piece here. Looking at the back here, this is where we have the rest of the inputs as well. Taking a look at the main camera here, it's able to adjust. So pretty much this is going to be mounted this way here. And then you're able to rotate it just to show you. So if you just pull it and you're able like to rotate it here. It doesn't have like a clicking sound, so it's actually good because you can like stop it at anywhere and it's pretty stiff. Like I'm not able like just like to move it. I have to kind of give it a little bit force here to push it, but it can go up to here. And then if I push it all the way down. And in front here, I'm guessing we're gonna see some LEDs going on here, which we're gonna capture after. So taking a look at the 2K rear camera, we're able to definitely adjust the lens here as well. So we're able to rotate it so it can go up to there and down to here, which is nice. And on the side, we have the input for the rear camera cable. And pretty much everything else is pretty clean here. Oh, and looks like they left this piece here. So you're able to adjust the camera if you don't want to go ahead and touch like the main plastic here like I'm doing so right now. You can go ahead and do it from the side, which is nice. That's a good feature to have there. We're going to go ahead and mount everything now, and then I'm going to show you the footage and all the features this camera has. Looking at the footage we captured here at 4K and the quality set on high, we can definitely make out what is going on. Some of the street signs here and the let's go ahead and check out the plates here. Pausing here, we can definitely make out the make of the car and the license plate from this far away. I'm kind of able to see like pretty clearly what the license plate is on the right hand side, but looking at the opposite cars that are coming our way, I can make out the make of the car, but not really the license plates at all. But in a case like this, pausing here, I'm able to make out the license plates on our left, right side car here. And the front is a little bit further away, so not so much. But you kind of get the idea here. And some of the signs that you're able to see, like on the right-hand side, we're able to read out the street sign there. And some of the advertising there, I'm able like to clearly see the numbers and letters here as well. Moving to the rear footage here, and let's go ahead and stop here. The license plates, you're not really able to capture those very clearly. You're able to make out kind of like the letters if you really zoom on it and apply a few filters. But just to go ahead and look at the license plates without really doing anything, zooming in, it's hard to make those out. But the thing is, you're able like to see the make of the car. Moving to the front camera again, just so you can kind of judge the quality for yourself here as well. The signs, you're kind of able to make out exactly what those say in front. And as you can see here, if the car is in front of us, you can clearly make out what the license is and even the letters and everything there as well, which is nice. One thing you can notice is the minivan on our right there. The more to the right things are, usually it becomes a little bit more blurry. Even you can see like it's more sharper in the middle here because of the wide lens. Usually that's what you get here. And now jumping to a more shaded area, because the prior footage was the sun was like directly on us here. But here we can see a little bit more clear and sharper because there's like no really sun hitting on us. And you can see the numbers, letters, like 134 there. The license plate, you can go ahead and ignore that because it was actually dirty when I was looking at it as well. But everything else, it's pretty clear. When it's a shaded area, it becomes more sharper, which is. But if we're looking at the front cars there, you can kind of make out the make of the car if you know cars. But looking at the license plates, there's no way you're gonna be able to make out what those license plates are in front of you. But the street signs and everything else, it's pretty clear here. Jumping to the nighttime footage. Things here kind of get a little bit more interesting. When it comes out to making out the plates, it's gonna be much more difficult. As you can see, the cars on our right here, it's very hard to see like what those license plates are. You can make out what the make of the car is, which is nice. And if there's a car in front of us, it's easier to see the license plate. As we can see here, all the three cars stop like in the perfect place, and we can see the front car, but the two cars on our like right side, not so much. Now we're gonna go ahead and enter a zone where there's no street lights at all, so you can kind of see the quality for yourself. So here there's no street lights at all, and it's able to kind of capture the front camera. It's able to capture a little detail here, not that much. And if there's a car like right in front of us, it will be able to. And now moving to the rear camera, we're gonna go ahead and enter that pitch black zone as well, no street lights. And you're gonna see the quality will drop dramatically here. And as you see, like as soon as we start moving towards the no street light zone, all you're gonna see is lights. It's even hard to make what the car make is here, because all you're seeing is pretty much just lights and nothing else. Now I'm gonna go ahead and show you the same road again, the one without the street lights and everything. But now we do have Super Night Vision 4.0 turned on. And looking at the footage here, you're gonna see a little bit of too much of a lighting going on here. And let's just go ahead and play this part. Now it looks, as soon as I turned this on, everything looks kind of worse to me. The license plates, you're not really able to see those at all. Even if the car is like nearby, it's really hard to make those out. And here we entered the no street light zone, and you can see it's very blurry, and it's just like washed out. Everything is washed out, and you can't really make out much like of the signs, the make of the models of the car. And here we can see a comparison of night vision being off, and then as we turned it on, you can kind of see everything gets washed out. It's definitely, you're getting much more detail when it's off. So my suggestion is definitely keep it off until there's like probably a new firmware update to fix this. Here we have another comparison. We can see the one on the left, that's with the Super Night Vision off, and the one on the right has Super Night Vision 4.0 turned on. Definitely you're getting a little bit more detail on the left hand side here. You're able to see a little bit more clearly. Even looking at the lighting here on this side, it's able to capture way more detail. You can kind of see the lines and everything on the wood here as well. And now one of my favorite features is the red light and the speed camera alerts. And here I'm going to show you a notification you get when you're about to approach a speed camera.
Speed camera in 300 meters. Speed limit is 50 kilometers per hour. Speed camera in 100 meters. Speed limit is 50 kilometers per hour.
And you're going to be able to get the similar notification for a red light camera as well, as you can hear now.
Red light camera in 200 meters.
Also, I did a test on the radar parking mode, which has a sensitivity from the lowest to the highest. And on the lowest, I got around 140 centimeters. It was picking up. And when I set it to low, it went up to 290 centimeters. And on medium, up to 420 centimeters, and on the highest 500 meters. So 5 meters on the highest, just like it says on their website. And here we can see some daytime footage from the parking camera, pretty similar to the continuous running camera, just that we get a little bit lower FPS when it's on parking mode. The LEDs on this camera look very cool, especially when it's running, and when there's no one around, they turn off. But as soon as it detects anyone, even in parking mode, they do turn on, like you see here, and they look pretty good. Overall, this new Thinkware U3000 performs very well, but there is a but in there. I did encounter a few issues. First things first, it was the memory card. When I just inserted a 128 gigabyte memory card, it was giving me an error, it wasn't formatting it. So what I had to do is format it on my PC and then put it on, then it worked perfect. Also, I did get the chance to test out that 256 gigabyte mini SD card, and it worked out perfect as well, which is nice. So it was a small issue there, but it's definitely fixable. And with future firmware updates, I'm sure they're gonna probably fix that problem as well. The second problem that I faced is the radar parking mode. The front works perfect. Like it says on their website, it can go up to 5 meters, and I did do that test and it does work perfect. It's definitely going to save my battery. I do have an external battery, so it's gonna last for like maybe weeks or more instead of days, so which is nice. The second issue that I faced is the radar parking mode for the rear facing camera. That did not work at all. I did try it, like setting the sensitivity from the lowest to the highest. It didn't do anything at all. I'm assuming since Thinkware never really had a radar for the rear camera, they probably forgot to put it in. Hopefully in a future firmware update, they'll go ahead and fix that. Or maybe my rear camera is just defective, but unfortunately I wasn't able to test that out at all. But the front worked flawlessly. Other than those two issues that I had, everything worked perfectly fine. But just for the 4K quality, don't expect like you're gonna grab that and like put it on YouTube or anything like that so it looks all like crisp and perfect. It's not, it doesn't look as good as 4K might seem. There are the three features which make this camera stand out from other cameras is the new Sony STARVIS 2 sensor, and then there's the radar parking mode. So radar is actually built in, which is very impressive. And then we also have the best feature, which I think is out of all these features, is the red light and the speed camera alerts. Those alone, I think, make this camera worth buying. Really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions about this camera, go ahead and leave a comment below. I'll be more than happy to answer it. I'll see you on the next video.